Hey you guys, it's Britt. Tonight we're here with a quick little update on the 8 passengers situation, Ruby Franke, Kevin Frankie, and Jody Hildebrandt. It's been a little while since we've had an update worth sharing. So that's what today is. If you're interested in hearing the news that came out yesterday and a little bit of the specifics as to kind of what this means, because I was a little confused as well, but I'm going to explain it, so if you're interested, please keep watching. All right, you guys, so yesterday Mr. Kevin Frankie filed for divorce, and I think some of us kind of had an assumption that things might be headed this way. You know, after all, Ruby is in jail with 6 felony child, counts, and what is he going to do? Literally support her from prison? I mean, I couldn't see Kevin doing that. If you all think I'm wrong for having that assumption, sound off down below, but I don't see Kevin as the type to, be trucking it off to prison to visit Ruby, for a long period. Like, I just don't see that happening. It doesn't seem like that is in his nature or in his character. But it says here that yesterday, November 29th of 2023, Kevin Frankie has filed for divorce from his wife Ruby, who is currently in jail for 6 felony counts of child abuse. Kevin filed the petition in the 4th District County Court in Utah, and due to the laws there, this petition is sealed. Even though the divorce petition is sealed from the public, there was also a domestic relations injunction that was filed the same day, also by Kevin. And what this injunction says is that both sides are required to not harass one another, commit DV against one another, or interfere with the other's insurance during the divorce process. So obviously the DV thing, like if they're not seeing each other in person or having much contact, that's kind of out of the equation. But the part that I found interesting is that this injunction also means that both Kevin and Ruby, it prevents them both from talking poorly about each other in front of their children. They cannot, quote, attempt to influence the children's preference regarding custody or parent time, or say anything that would negatively affect the love and affection of the children of the other party, end quote. The thing I find interesting about that part of it is I'd like to talk from the seat of somebody who was once a child and had divorced parents. Once you get to be a certain age, as I've said for a very long time, kids are very intelligent. Kids are very intuitive. They're very, some of them are wise beyond their years, and they're very in tune with kind of what's going on, even if what's going on isn't being said or spoken on a loudspeaker. Kids just kind of understand. And with this specific situation, Ruby Franke physically abused her children. So I don't think that anybody needs to tell them anything about Ruby, because they lived it. They lived it, some of them for 18 years. And I mentioned that in a previous video. I think of Sherry Frankie and Chad Frankie, who both lived under Ruby's, I don't want to say under her care, but under her control for both of them 18 years. They had to deal with Ruby's hurtful, neglectful, abusive parenting for 18 years. And so the point in my little rambling right now is just to say that I don't think these kids need to be told anything on either of these parents, because they lived with Ruby's very recent egregious physical child abuse. And then all the other years leading up to that, where it might not have been physical, until the last couple of years. However, there is still emotional and mental abuse that was done by Ruby, verbal abuse, malnutrition, talking down to her children, threatening them, embarrassing them, and putting it all onto YouTube. Maybe not all of it, but a lot of it was put onto YouTube for the internet to consume as entertainment so that Ruby and Kevin could get rich. The last thing that I want to say about this is, aside from them living this experience with Ruby, they also lived with Kevin actively participating in some of this manipulation, power, and control that Ruby was using towards her children. So for these kids, they have two parents to look at. They have Ruby, who they have their own, you know, emotions and feelings and things that they had to go through at her, you know, under her control. But they also have Kevin, who not only actively participated in some of it, but also stood by and didn't come save his children when they needed his saving the most. So I don't think that these children need to be told anything because they have it all in front of them. So the finger pointing and the blame game and all of this kind of stuff that some parents participate in during these, you know, divorces and custody battles, not all, but some, that would be, it wouldn't even really mean anything in this case, because I think that these kids saw and felt and experienced enough under both of these parents to already have their own conclusions. But at the end of the day, I do, you know, always want the best for them. I hope that everything is, I don't want to say I hope that everything is good, because I think that that is just an unfair expectation to have for the situation. But I do hope that they're surrounded by love and people who can help guide them through the next several years, because it's going to be a long road, as I've said from the beginning. And the last update that I will share with you guys is not really an update, but it's just to state that there is no hearing date set for the next case with Ruby and Jody on the child abuse charges. It is TBD, it's unknown, there's no date that's been put out there, and you know, I still have a major issue that Kevin has not been charged with anything. You know, sometimes I think that dropping your obligation and your responsibility as a parent, you know, there needs to be a certain crime that fits that, because let's be honest, he checks those boxes without any reasonable doubt, at least in my opinion, allegedly. So that's the update as of today. Kevin has filed for divorce. It is official from his wife, Ruby Franke, and all of those, you know, till death do us part and all of those kinds of things went in the trash bin, and they are headed for divorce. So that's going to be it as of today. I have some other stuff that I want to cover, but I think this should be an isolated update because it just makes the most sense for me, and I feel kind of weird talking about other stuff that's more lighthearted in the same video. So I will let you guys go for now. If you like the video, please leave a like and a comment. And if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.